4.2, we are analyzing graphs of polynomial functions. We're going to approximate the zeros by graphing and then approximate extrema. So what does extrema mean? It means like maximum or minimum values within the function. So if we're looking here, is this a relative min or max? Max, and this is a relative. What is it also? The y what? Y-intercept. Unusual that it would be both minimum and y-intercept, but it can happen for sure. But unusual that it would. Okay, so write those down. What you would have to do, which I'll make you do on the next one, not this one, is plug in -2 for all three of those x's. And then you would hit second enter, erase the -2 and write -1. 19. Right here, that's 19. It was crossed off so well it's hard to tell. And I cross those off just because they don't fit on the graph. And then we want to graph these values.
What's number 4?
Number 4 is 113. And then draw that little graph on there as well. We're going to put it into y equals. So once you write all that stuff, hit y equals and put that function into y equals. It's a way faster way to do it. I'm going to erase those too. Oops. So hit your y equals, get that thing in. Make sure you hit the right arrow after you put the fourth power in, because we're going to do some techniques on the graphing calculator, one of which you should have known for last chapter, and the second one you're going to learn today. So you'll have homework problems like this. What I recommend for your homework problems is starting by graphing -2 to +2, right? And you'll need to plug those values into the function and make a table of values to be able to graph them and answer the questions you need to. But I recommend going -2, -1, 0, 1, 2 on your table. Just easier. So looking at these y values down here, how can we tell where it crosses the y-axis, or x-axis, I mean? How can we tell where the function crosses the x-axis? You can tell by looking at the y values. Are you the first class that can answer that question? Come on, you can do it. Let me ask it again. How can you tell where it crosses looking at these y values? Yeah, Jonah. When it switches signs, right? Because the y values are decreasing to here. It's got to cross the y, or the x-axis, I keep saying y, cross the x-axis right here where it switches from positive to negative. And then when it switches from negative to positive, it also has to cross the x-axis. So between what two x values is what we're answering down here, does it cross the x-axis? 0 and 1. And then what other two values? 2 and 3. Okay, good. So now get this into y equals on your graphing calculator. This is like, we only do 3 examples, but it takes all but like 10 minutes of the class period because I have to help people figure this out.
Do you want that equation or this equation?
That, isn't it the same equation?
It's +1 is +1.
Did you?
Yes.
+1, you're right. My bad. Yep, +1, sorry. I did want that equation. I was sure I put it in correctly, but I didn't. Make sure, that's a great segue into, make sure you check your equations. Because if you put in the wrong thing, every single answer is wrong. And I can't really give you partial credit on these because your answer will be just massively wrong if the equation's wrong. So definitely go back and double check. I had it in from before, so I thought it was correct and it wasn't. Or I added a 0. I'm not sure what happened, but that's okay. It's fixed now. Anyone need more time plugging it in? Okay, so hit graph. Make sure your graph looks like that. If your graph does not look like this, you hit zoom 6 to make it look like that. Top middle is zoom 6 gets you to a standard window. Can you guys see on my graph how the y values look closer together than the x values? Why is that? Because the screen's a rectangle, right? So the x values are stretched out more. It's like your TV. Your TVs aren't square. They're rectangles, right? Because it's more of a cinema experience. Same thing with the graphing calculator. If you want it to look quasi-normal, you can hit zoom square, and then they're supposed to look the same, but they still don't, if you ask me. But zoom 6 is what we'll use always, so I just use that. It's fine. Okay, so we need to figure out the zeros. So I've sketched a graph over here on the whiteboard. This dot is where it crosses the x-axis, and the left side of the graph is above the x-axis. The right side of the graph is below the x-axis. Here's how you do it. This is what you should have known from the last test. Second trace, number 2 is 0. And then we move the cursor till it's above the x-axis, in between 0 and 1. It asks you the question left bound, but it asks you the question down here. Right, it'll say left bound, question mark, and you hit enter once your cursor is above the x-axis. Then it asks you the question right bound, and you move your cursor below the x-axis. And you guys have to hit enter twice. I only have to hit enter once. Mine automatically rounds, so yours should round to 0.7216. If you didn't get 0.7216, raise your hand so I can help you. Second trace 0. Left bound is above, enter. Right bound's below, enter. If you didn't get that number, put your hand up so I can help you. Did you hit enter? You can please click enter. Right bound, right arrow, move the left. There you go. No, not all the way down there. You can't go over the bump, just below the x-axis. That's above the x-axis. Go above the x-axis. There you go. There you go. You good?
Oh, wait, I get it.
Oh, you know why? Because you can always do the go-to. It tells you what's messed up. And there's a little topic square, so it's screwed up. I like it, Gojo. Gojo like Dojo. Second trace number 2. Yep. And then we want to be just barely above. You can hit enter. And then right arrow to move below. Below the x-axis. Right arrow. There you go. Enter, enter. Voila. This way. Second trace. You can't. Mine's just different. It's special. Enter.
Oh my god.
And then we hit right arrow to move below. And enter the rest. There you go. Yep. Anyone else need help doing that? Everyone else got it? That's impressive. It's a rarity. Oh, you got your Casio. Good luck with that. I say no to Casio. Is it Casio or is it like HP? What's it say on the top? Yeah, good luck. Okay, we're going to get the other 0. So write that 0 down, 0.7216, right? Wasn't that it? I think that was it. So smart. So write that down. We're going to get the other 0. So get the other side. You should get 2.3486 when you do that. So make sure you can get both sides. Do the other side. Left bound's below, right bound's above. I'll show you on here. You go second trace, number 2, and then I move my cursor to just below the x-axis over here, and move it to just above the x-axis, and you get 2.348. Okay? If you need help doing that, ask me. No. That means you screwed up. Left bound below, right bound above. You got what? Go to? Second, right here. Trace right there. Number 2. You can just hit 2 now, just so I know. And then I'll put in this right arrow. Right arrow here to move it up. Second trace. Oh, you're on right. Right arrow. It's just below the arrow.
Everything else.
It
It made a little bit of sense, but this
Trying to surround the
this
x-axis.
hard interior.
Yes. Right, 2 by 3. So I'll show you the other one just to make sure. Yeah, so just left on below, right on above. Anyone else? We good? Everyone got it? Sweet. You guys are fast until that happens.
I like one, but I'm not
You
good
hit second trace here. Second trace. Number 2. So left arm is below the x-axis over here, and then right arrow to move above, and then enter. So left arm's below the
Reese's had a baby.
hit the right arrow, and trying to surround the x-axis. Now you're above, stay enter close.
I felt like with parabolas, I could justify.
You're hitting the arrow instead of enter.
I could use this maybe for
Second trace, number 2. Below, enter, above, enter, enter. It's literally that easy. Don't make it any harder, right? Okay, we good? Good, good. Yes. No idea. Casio, bring your owner's manual and pray to whoever your God may be. That is not me. Definitely not me. Okay, write those ones down.
Wait, would you get the first one? 0.72? Is the 0.72 work?
Have some now?
If you're a Prime Video member, you can watch videos
I just couldn't hear what you said.
earlier.
I like the look of disgust on your face, though.
0.72 works.
I'll tell you what to round to if I care, but for this case, yes, it works. What'd you ask?
I was going to go and look at. I'm so excited.
Beats me. What's the last one?
Yeah.
19.
I'm going with my best friend.
19 down here.
Showing.
Okay? Write those numbers down
And I've been planning my outfit for.
and then graph it.
Slow down.
I keep seeing the videos of Michael Cromwell and CP info.
Me too.
So sad.
19.
I might actually like these more than Reese's.
Is it peanut butter Snickers?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Perfect.
You can also plug that into the graphing calculator because it's kind of weird, right? Now, if you look up here, it's positive x cubed. All the way back yesterday, I know it was a long time ago, positive x cubed finishes up. So it's got to go like this, the general shape of your graph. That's why I taught you the general shape of the graph, because it will help you to figure out what this graph can look like. because it's confusing if you just have random points scattered all over the place to know what your graph should look like.
It's like a very difficult game of connect the dots.
Exactly. It should look like that. Okay? It's connect the dots except not fun. Irritating. Okay? So we're going to get the max and the min this time. So when we get the max and the min, I'm going to zoom into the graph. Right? So right up here is the maximum, right? Because it's the highest point on the graph. The highest turn on the graph, I should say. And when we get the left bound, we're going to surround the surround the high point. So left bound's going to be on the left side, right bound's going to be on the right side. And then same thing down here, left and right. So we're going to get the relative max, and we're going to get the relative min. When there's one of each, it becomes relative. If there are two maximum, one's the absolute because it's the highest one, and the other one's relative. So we're going to plug this into y equals and go second trace maximum for the first one. And if your graph doesn't end up looking like mine, then that's why, because you put something in wrong.
Can we
Round to like hundreds. They like having them pretty accurate, but hundreds is fine.
0.999?
Yeah, that'll go to 1 for sure. For the second one, you got 1, -5?
Yeah.
That's correct. So the relative min is 1, -5. The relative max, let's get it. Second trace maximum is 4. Left bound, I go on the left side of the high point. Right bound, right side of the high point, enter. So -1.67, 4.48. Okay.
I'm so glad.
Anyone need help getting a max or a min? Raise your hand if you do. You got to do that on the test. Okay, the last one on this nasty little problem, we're going to write down a whole bunch of crap. Are we good on this? Anyone need more time here? That's why I asked. We're going to wait for a minute. You get a little pause. You can have a space out moment. I need más agua. You got a whole liter of Pepsi.
Oh, wow.
I got it this morning.
Oh,
I
that's...
think I might need another one for tomorrow.
Oh,
Typically, they last me 2 days for tech weeks, but I'm not getting sleep.
You're needing more. More caffeine, please. James, I'm so happy to hear you teach math. That was a good moment right there. I heard you teach your math. That was good.
without having to.
James got your back, Ariel.
I don't know how to read instructions.
Okay. That makes
Yeah,
sense. Because I don't think my body can hold that much
Yeah,
in 1 hour.
yeah. I got it this morning.
It works. It works.
45.
Okay. Now we got this thing. You drew your graph. We're just going to answer the questions. Imagine if you had to write all that down right now. Then you get... That's why I didn't even do this fourth period. I'm like, I can't do it. I can't do all that. It's too painful. Okay, domain. What's a domain?
All real numbers.
No. You can have negative pilots. We're in a parallel universe then.
Oh,
Ah, ha, ha. So it starts, where does the domain start? At what?
0.
At 0. So I'm going to write it in set builder notation because that'll be fun. You could write it in interval if you want. Doesn't matter to me. That was a weird looking bracket on the end, but. Okay, domain starts at 0 and goes forever. But that'd be a whole lot of pilots too, so.
I feel like we should know. I'm not a crux.
Yeah, right. Range. This one is even more BS. So the range starts, what's the lowest y value? We're going to write it in interval notation. I'm just going to say 7.7. And then technically goes to infinity, but that's a whole lot of pilots. Not realistic, right? 689,000 pilots. That's a lot too. Okay, extrema. So we got to figure out this high point on the graph without plugging it into the graphing calculator. So what would the x value be at this point?
Between 50 and 60.
Which we could say 55, yeah? So max, we'll say 55. And then what's your approximation of how high that goes? This one's 700, right? So it looks like a little less than the middle of 750, so like 740, something like that. Okay, and then we need to get the low point as well for the min. Their relative min and max. Technically, we'll write relative above. So the relative min point right here would be about 85 and less than these two smaller points right here. Right? So it would be, let's say 560, 85, 560. So then end behavior, it's a kind of a trick question. Right? Technically, we're doing positive x to the fourth, so it should be up, up. But because it starts at 0, it only goes up on one side. 0, comma, up. We'll say up, up, because that's technically what it should be. But we can't have negative pilot, so it doesn't technically go up, up. It would be like blank, comma, up would be most accurate, but that's weird. Up, up, I'm fine with. Intercepts, where does it cross the y-axis?
0.
0, 7.7. Is it symmetrical? Can I draw a line down the middle and reflect it over that line and it matches up? Nope. Okay, we're not almost done, not quite. So we need to actually understand what the hell we're talking about here. So 1930, right? This is the number of years after 1930. What year is this then? 1940. So we knew that in between 50 and 60, so 55 was our relative max. So if I go for max and I do 1930 plus 55, then I would get 1985. So that's the year in which there were the maximum number of pilots. Okay, so that'll happen from now until the end of the year, where they give you a starting date for the year, and then they don't ever write the years in the X. They always write like 0 to whatever. So just know to get used to that, because that'll continue to happen. So for the min, we do 1930 plus what?
Nothing.
This is their min right here, right? So we're going to add this 85 right there. And then we get 2015. Not 20, that would be way in the future. 2015, I meant to write. Okay? Okay, 10 years ago. All right, there's your homework. Get her done.